Morning you guys, it's Karen, and I thought I would come and do another food video. There won't be just constant food videos on here. I will come back at some point and, you know, tell you how things are going with the migraine and menopause and all of that lovely stuff. But yeah, somebody asked what I cook in my air fryer, so I've got that as one video. I'm trying to find a few more things because I feel like a lot of what I cook in there is a bit boring, you know. So I'm trying to remember the things that I cook in there. But the other thing that I was asked about was what I ate in a day. So I thought I would tell you what I've eaten for the last 2 days and what I'm planning on eating today. And I have lost 1.5 pounds in those 3 days. So, well, I don't know what I'm going to lose from today to tomorrow, but yeah, I thought I would tell you that. And I also thought I would tell you my thoughts on Dr Berg. I'll actually start with Dr Berg, and I'll then put timestamps in below so you can click to what I ate, what I eat in an average day if you don't want to hear about Dr Berg. So Dr Berg is, I believe he's a chiropractor actually, and he's on YouTube, and he's somebody that I've watched for a couple of years because he's one of the kind of experts, if you like, on keto. And there's a couple of people I watch, and he talks about a lot of medical stuff, and he talks a lot about supplements and vitamins and whatnot, and that's my area of interest. You know, I did my herbal medicine diploma, and that's something that I'm really interested in. And I have to say, herbal medicine is something where it's hit or miss, you know, like there's not many hits. I have found products like pumpkin seed oil that is amazing, but I haven't found many that are amazing. I have tried many things. Anyway, I've been following him, and I knew that he was a doctor. I didn't know what type of doctor. I didn't really look into it, but he was very popular. And so I've tried a lot of the things that he suggested. But I found out, as a lot of us did that followed him, that his son did a kind of expose video on TikTok and then on YouTube, saying that his dad was a, what do you call them, Scientologist, and that his dad was a horrible person. And he told this whole story about his life with his dad, and there was some pretty disturbing things on there, to be honest. And so I watched that and I thought, right, okay, what do I think now? And I thought, well, actually, I don't really think anything of the Scientology part, because we're not hearing his side. We're not hearing Dr. Berg's side. We're only hearing the disgruntled son's side. And I feel like you never really know, you know, like they always say, the truth is somewhere in the middle. So if Dr. Berg spoke up about it, you could maybe then figure out, well, what actually happened, you know. So I don't know. I'm not saying it did happen, it didn't happen. I think it did happen. I think, and he definitely feels the way he feels, and it sounds awful. But I don't know very much about Scientology anyway. So from that point of view, it wouldn't stop me watching somebody. But what it did do was just make me stop and think and go, hold on a minute, I'm doing the thing that I always kind of complain about and recommend to people, that if you're going to follow advice, like, make sure you know the source. And I mean, I suppose because he was doctor, I was just like, that's it, it's okay, all the advice he gives is going to work. So I should have checked what kind of doctor he was. I don't know that would have changed my opinion, to be honest, because the other thing I looked at was the anecdotal evidence, in that the comments, there was a lot of people in comments would say that what he had suggested had worked for them. But there was one thing he said in one of his videos that really put me off him, and I thought wasn't realistic, and it showed me it showed a little bit of himself. It showed the type of person he was, which to me meant that he was very military. I mean, he does seem that way anyway. Very strict, very military, very adhering to all the rules. Wouldn't eat anything. There's so many things he tells you that you shouldn't eat, that it can become a bit of a worry, you know. But in this particular video, he said, he sort of stopped, and it's the only time he's ever done anything like this on the videos I've watched. He stopped and he said, by the way, where does this cheat day come from? And he was talking about people that have a cheat day every week. And he was saying, hold on, let me go and see what my wife thinks about me having a cheat day. So he went and spoke to his wife, who was chopping something in the kitchen, and he said, you know, is it okay if I have a cheat day a week? And she sort of held up the knife. You know, it was all supposed to be very comical. And he said, like, why would you have a cheat day? It doesn't even make sense. And that put me off him, because I thought, you're not allowing for humanity at all in that statement. That I don't think, you know, for him to say, because remember, he's talking about doing keto, and like avoiding practically everything, like even like instant coffee or, you know, all these things that we all live with and use for convenience. But also intermittent fasting. I don't know what hours he does, but he's talking about intermittent fasting on keto forever and ever, and never ever have a cheat day. And I just think that that's unrealistic, and I don't think that that takes into account that we're human and that we have patterns that we've developed over our lives, you know, and also that some of us, and this isn't just me, this is a lot of other people that I know, you know, that love food, and that there are certain things that just don't do it on keto. Even if, like, I love raw carrots and I don't eat them when I'm on keto, I'm not going to say that I'm never going to eat carrots. It's just not, I don't think that's right, because carrots I think are also good for you. So I just thought that was a bit odd, him saying that. It's like, are you never going to go, you know, to a social situation? Like, for example, I was thinking, when we go over to my husband's parents for dinner, she cooks dinner and she always cooks my favourite apple crumble. I'm never going to not have it. She's gone to so much effort to make apple crumble. I'm not going to not eat it. And I'm going to eat whatever dinner she puts out. It's normally quite good with the dinner because she puts the meat and the veg, and you help yourself, and the potatoes and whatnot. But also going out for dinner, we probably won't go out to dinner until 7 o'clock at night, you know. And again, I'm not going to not go out to dinner. And I'm not going to not enjoy that experience and try and only eat keto in a restaurant. It's just not me. Maybe that means that I'll never be slim, but I just feel like that was too tight a rule for him to say that you never have a cheat day. I think that my carb day, my cheat day, is what helps me to stay on keto. If I thought that this was it forevermore, I wouldn't stay on it, you know. So he's not taking into account any different mindsets. I'm not saying the other mindsets are right. His is the ideal. And lucky him to be able to do that. But, you know, certainly women's hormones are a lot different to men's. They don't have the cravings that you get with like polycystic ovary and whatnot, and hormones going up and down all the time, and also the emotional attachment. And a lot of women are mothers, and that's their way of nurturing, and, you know. So I feel like that kind of put me off him when he said that. The other thing that put me off him was when this thing came out about his son, I was thinking that actually I've tried many of his remedies for migraines. A lot of for migraines and weight loss. One of the things he talks about a lot is sleep, and sleep is one thing that until recently with the menopause I haven't had a problem with. I do have a good sleep, but I've tried, you know, I've gone through every single list. I've written down everything he's said to do. I've done all the tests he's said to do. I've done the tests with iodine. I've done the tests with alkaline. I've done the tests. I've done all of the tests, blood sugar tests, and, you know, everything that he suggests. And I've taken every supplement under the sun. Like one, for example, I took was berberine that I learned about from him, and to see if it would help my insulin levels, my sugar levels, etc. And it did nothing for me. And so I suddenly realised when I thought it through that there's nothing he's suggested that's worked for me. That doesn't mean he's wrong. You know, I'm not saying that he's wrong. It just means that I think he's very, very passionate about what he does, and he really promotes what he's talking about, and he almost says it as gospel. Like, if you have an insulin problem, you need to be taking berberine, and it's the thing that will change your life around, rather than the sort of reality, which is berberine is something that may help some people. Do you know what I mean? He's very insistent and forthright and almost insistent that this is what you need to do and that this is going to change everything for you. And I mean, even his titles and his thumbnails are, I guess you could say, clickbait in a way, some of them, you know, like how to go from fat to slim in a week or something. You know, he does have headline grabbing titles. Is that what I mean? You know what I mean? And good on him, because he's doing fantastically well on YouTube, you know, and he has helped a lot of people from the look of it. But for me, I thought I need to actually take what he's saying with a pinch of salt, because I've now got, you know, a massive box of supplements, and if one of them did work, I wouldn't know which one was working. Oh, there was one other thing. Do you remember about magnesium? Do you remember I did that video on how I was taking too much magnesium, or I had too much magnesium in my blood? That came from him saying magnesium works for migraines, and it was that kind of like, if you have migraines, you need magnesium and then you won't have migraines. That's almost like how he comes across. but actually I had too much magnesium, and he has never ever said that as an option, you know, that you could have too much magnesium. So that's where I'm saying you need to be careful with the advices sometimes. So that's my thoughts on Dr Berg. I continue to watch some of his videos. I never watch his lives. I don't have an hour to watch that, even on a rerun, you know. I only have time to watch little videos, and it's probably like once every 2 weeks I sit and go through all the videos that I've saved, you know, that have come up from the people I'm subscribed to, and we'll pick and choose a video or two to watch. But I will continue to watch him, but I'll just be a bit more cautious about what, I won't just rush out and buy something, you know, a supplement or do something, because I think it's going to be the miracle cure. Sadly, there is no miracle cure. So on to what I have eaten. Like I said, I've lost 1.5 pounds in the last 3 days, which you could say is essentially ½ pound a day, which is pretty good, I think. That won't happen every day. And bearing in mind that I had actually put on 1 pound at the weekend, because I do have a carb day on, it was Sunday at the weekend. It's either going to be Saturday or Sunday. It's going to be the day that we go for a family walk. I still take my sandwiches with me. And I did use the low carb tortilla, but we have a cake and we have a pizza in the evening, just an Asda pizza, but it's a carby pizza, you know. So that's probably where that pound came from. It doesn't take very much at all for me to put my weight back on. I remember when I lost weight for my wedding, I weighed myself on a Monday and a Friday. And Monday to Friday, I expected to lose 4 pounds, which I normally did. And then I expected to put 2 pounds on again from Friday to Monday. So that on a weekly basis, I was losing 2 pounds. Probably not the healthiest, but it worked for me. And I got down to 9 stone. You know, at the moment, I am 12 stone 10. So what did I eat? On today's Wednesday, on Monday, I didn't have breakfast. So I started with the whole intermittent fasting, but I only managed to not have breakfast on Monday. So I did not have anything to eat until, it was actually 10 to 12. And I didn't realise that actually I could have eaten at 11 o'clock, because I was doing it till 7. So I could have done either 12 till 8 or 11 till 7 on the 16/8 intermittent fasting. But what I did have was, I got up and I had a cup of tea, which was decaffeinated tea with unsweetened almond milk. And I don't have any sugar in tea. So I had 2 of those, and then I had a coffee with some cream in it and some monk fruit sweetener. I do like to have sugar in my coffee. So I had monk fruit sweetener, which doesn't affect your blood sugar, and I had cream and a little bit more Alpro. I didn't have it fully cream, and I didn't have any breakfast at all. For lunch, I had a salmon fillet, which is something that I have every week. Monday and Tuesday, I normally have a salmon fillet for lunch, just a salmon fillet. I used to kind of sprinkle it with turmeric and kind of zhuzh it up. I've got lazy lately, and I literally just take it out of the packet and throw it into the air fryer. And I also used to eat it with a bit of avocado and beetroot. And again, that's something I haven't been doing recently. I've literally just been having the salmon fillet. So I just had the salmon fillet. For the evening, we were actually supposed to have chicken Thai curry. There's a Thai green curry sauce that we get from M&S, and I've got that protein rice. But I looked at the sauce and I looked at the protein rice, and it was all going to add up to too many carbs. And also Kev was going to be late, and he's normally the one that cooks chicken. I don't really handle too much raw meat. But I thought I would be brave and chop up the chicken, because I decided that I would cook keto chicken nuggets instead. So you put some Parmesan, some ground almonds, and then I cooked some bacon and blended it with that. And then you just dip some chicken pieces into egg, and then dip it into the Parmesan stuff and bake them in the oven. So we had that with some mushrooms. I just fried some mushrooms in some garlic butter and a sour cream and chive dip from Asda. So there were some carbs in there from the ground almond. Will have some carbs in, and the sour cream and chive will have been carbs, but not very many at all, and certainly less than if I'd had the Thai green sauce. So that's what I had for my dinner. And then throughout the day, I do eat pecan nuts. I probably have about 10 throughout the day, because I use them to swallow tablets. If I need to take a tablet outside of the time I'm eating something, I can't take tablets with water. I have to eat something and then I quickly put it in and swallow it. It's the only way I can do it. So I'll have about 10 pecans. And then I ate one boiled egg. I've got some boiled eggs I made them on, I don't know if it was Sunday night or Monday morning, but I made some boiled eggs, and I love just chopping up a boiled egg, sprinkling some salt on it and having it as a snack. That sort of keeps me full, and I really enjoyed that. So I had that. And I also ate about 3 of these mini muffins that I make them in a silicone tray in the air fryer. They're blueberry muffins. There's only like 1 blueberry per muffin, and like, they're not even muffins, they're cupcakes, they're tiny little things. And like I said, I had about 3 of those as well as kind of snacks, but I stopped eating again at 7. So I ate basically 12 till 7 and nothing outside of that. So that was Monday, and Monday to Tuesday I lost a pound. Then yesterday morning I had my breakfast at 9 o'clock. I couldn't wait any longer than that. I was really hungry and I was feeling kind of jittery, and I was like, I need to have my breakfast. I don't really know what to eat for keto breakfast. When I did it before, I used to have a keto shake, but it's very sweet, and it used to give me a sort of burning feeling in my chest. I didn't love it. I've never found anything perfect to have in the morning. Sometimes I'd have strawberries and cream, which I do like, but don't really want to be having too much cream at the minute, because if I fall off the wagon at all during the day and I don't eat a low enough carb amount, then that cream is going into my arteries, you know, so I'm trying not to have too much of that. So I just have my normal shake that I was telling you guys about, which is 10 grams of carbs. So it's not as bad as it could be, you know, it's not awful, but that's what I had yesterday. So it's salted caramel, options salted caramel. I have 20 grams of that. I have 10 grams of linseeds, and I have Alpro almond, 300 mils of that. And then I have 20 grams of almond butter. Blend it all up in my NutriBullet, and that's it. So I had that yesterday for my breakfast. I then had the other salmon fillet for my lunch. That was my usual lunch. And then for dinner, we had spaghetti bolognese with cabbage. So we just shred, I told you about it, cutting up the cabbage, cooking it for a couple of minutes, and then we had that. And I have cheese on it, actual cheese on my spaghetti bolognese, which is really naughty. But that's one of the things I love about keto, is that there are lunches and dinners and snacks and things that I really look forward to eating. Versus the things that I eat on a low calorie diet. I can't say, oh, I can't wait to eat that, you know. I also had another couple of those muffins, my pecans, and I had a boiled egg as well. So the same kind of snacks as Monday. From yesterday to today, I only lost half a pound. I say only because I think if you weren't as, greedy as me, or if you don't have the same taste as me with cheese, I had a lot of cheese on my bolognese, and if I didn't have as much cheese, I think I could have lost a pound, you know, definitely. And tonight I'm having less cheese on my bolognese because I used more than half of what had been grated. And I said to Kev, no, don't grate anymore. I'll have that. The cheese I have is Cathedral City Light. I think it's Cathedral City Mature Light. And make sure you buy a block of cheese and grate it, because the ready grated has carbs in it, whereas the blocks of cheese don't. Seems to be all right with sliced cheese for some reason. So that was yesterday. So like I said, half a pound. I don't know obviously what I'll lose from today till tomorrow. I will try and remember and put it on screen, because I'm unlikely to edit this today. I stopped eating again at 7 o'clock and had nothing after 7 o'clock. When I say nothing, I do have a diet Pepsi. It's caffeine free. It's not the healthiest, but it's what stops me snacking. Because actually I got a delivery from Carb Zone last night at 8 o'clock. And I was so desperate because it came with this bread that I'm about to show you. And I was like, oh, I so want to try that now. I so want to try that jam. I want to try that chocolate spread. But I didn't have any. So I was pleased with myself with that. So today I have had 2 of these. This is what I ordered from Carb Zone. It's the NY Start Carb Zone bread. This is the blueberry one. It doesn't actually say on here. Well, maybe it does because it's in German. I don't know what language that is. Anyway, this per slice is 57 calories and 3 grams of carbs. And like I said, this one is the blueberry bread. They do 3 different versions. It is a tiny little slice. It's about the size of the palm of my hand. But it is delicious. And I think 3 grams is not too bad. So I had 2 of those for breakfast. Again, I couldn't resist. I had my breakfast at 9 o'clock. Oh, got something in my eye, hold on. Yeah, I had 2 of these with butter. I couldn't decide between these and between this and my shake, because I do really enjoy my shake every morning. But I thought, no, I'm going to try this, I should say. And I wanted to taste they've got a low carb strawberry jam. I had the tiniest little scraping on one slice of this. The other one I just had butter on. So I put a load of butter on each one and then a scraping of the low carb jam. And I just was like, imagine this on a on a keto diet, I'm having jam on toast. It's just amazing because I love jam on toast, and it's something I never ever allow myself to eat, and so to have that on keto is really nice. The bread is gorgeous. Tastes exactly like any other bread. You can actually buy Live Life bread from Waitrose, which is the same as this. I can't taste any blueberries in this, by the way. I was expecting it to be sweeter. It's not sweet at all. I couldn't taste a single blueberry. But yeah, you can buy this bread in Waitrose. Like I said, it's called Live Life, and it's pretty much the same as this, about the same size. I've got one in the freezer. I don't get to buy it fresh very often, but I do occasionally have toast, but I normally have butter and Marmite on it if I have theirs. And I don't know whether the Live Life is a higher carb. I've just had a look at the Live Life one, and I think it's about the same. It's about the same number of carbs. Now, the only thing this is, it's only got a 6-day shelf life, so I am going to take a few slices out in case I want a piece the next few days for breakfast, and put the rest in the freezer, because I've done that with the Live Life one and always have done, and it works really, really well. So I've only got to breakfast so far, so I had that, but I was just so happy. I was like, oh, that's lovely. And I was going to bed last night thinking, what am I going to eat today? Tell me if there's anybody else that does that. I know my mum does it. My mum and I speak about it all the time. Like when I go to bed, it's like, right, okay, what am I going to eat tomorrow? What am I going to have for my lunch? I might have this, I might have that. What am I going to have for dinner? What am I going to have for snacks? You know, what am I going to cook? What am I going to bake? And so last night I was thinking, right, what am I going to have for lunch today? I was like, I really fancy a chicken salad, and I would love to have a chicken salad, but I can't be bothered going to the shops because I'm really so funny with chicken that I have to get the one from M&S. I would maybe get some from Sainsbury's, but I wouldn't get Asda's. I just don't like their chicken, don't like their meat really. And it's too far away to go, I don't have any in. So I have tried freezing it as well, and then it's just not the same when you take it out. And then I also get a bit funny about the dates, and so I decided instead I've got 2 boiled eggs left in the fridge. I think I have anyway. And I thought I might just have them for lunch and just like mash them up and sprinkle some salt on them, because I'm having bread. If I'm having anything that's got a little bit of carbs in it, I try and balance it by, like, you know, the next 2 meals being more fatty and proteiny than carby, or lower carb if you like. So I'm going to have the boiled eggs for lunch, I think. As a snack, I'll then have maybe a piece of ham. I've got some ham in the fridge, or I might have a muffin. I might make some muffins today. That's probably the other thing I'm gonna eat, because I'll probably make some coconut muffins. So I've made these blueberry muffins in my little silicone tray, and like I said, I only make 6 at a time, or half the amount that you make, and then just make 6 because they don't last that long, a couple of days, and they start to not taste as good. But I'm going to make some coconut ones, so I might have a coconut muffin or 2 today, and then again try and not eat anything after 7 p.m. Other than Diet Coke. That's everything. That's everything I've ate for the last 3 days. If I didn't have the boiled eggs ready for today to have for lunch, and sometimes I sprinkle a bit of cheese on them as well, that's really nice. I would have, sometimes I have mackerel and boiled egg. That's something that I used to take in a pot to work, and because everybody hated me smelling the place out with mackerel, that's something I used to eat for my lunch, you know, a lot. I'd have mackerel, beetroot and boiled egg, and it would all be in my little plastic Tupperware. But if I didn't have the eggs there today, I'd probably have cheesy scrambled eggs. So I get 3 eggs, break them, and I take out the little yucky white stringy bit that freaks me out, whisk them, and I literally just put them in a pan and use a wooden spoon and keep on stirring until they're ready, and then I add in some cheese, switch the heat off, and the cheese melts. And I only need a tiny bit of cheese in that actually, and it makes it taste absolutely yummy, and it's really filling. It's probably more like 2 eggs or 2.5 eggs for me by the time I've got all the little white bits out, you know. But that's really nice for lunch. That's probably what I'd have if I didn't have the boiled eggs ready, and probably what I'll have tomorrow. Then on Friday, I will make up either some egg mayonnaise or some tuna mayonnaise, and I will have tuna mayonnaise and red onion, or tuna mayonnaise and cucumber, or egg mayonnaise in the tortillas, the low carb tortillas. So I'll just have one of those and take that with me if we go on walks at the weekend. You know, that's why I make up that batch of egg mayonnaise and tuna mayonnaise and make sandwich for the both of us. Actually, Saturday I'm meeting my friend for lunch, so I'm not going to have any creamy cocktails. I have done keto with her before, where I've just had, because we go to a tapas bar, I just get 2 tapas that are meat based, you know, but they don't now do, well, I used to have fish and chicken. They don't now do the fish one. So I don't think there's anything else that I could eat there. So I don't know whether I might make Saturday my carb day this week. and then, you know, switch back to being keto on Sunday or being low carb. I keep saying keto, and I'm trying not to be keto in a way, because I don't want to eat all of the unhealthy stuff like the sausages all the time, or because I eat so many sausages when I was on keto last time, and admittedly you do lose more weight, but you know, it's that balance for me, like I said, because I want to eat some carbs, like have some of this bread and that low carbs jam and things like that, and then I don't want any of the cream or butter or sausages and whatnot to go into my arteries, so I'm trying to be as good as I can. But I make a lovely tortilla pizza with the low carb tortillas, so that's probably what we'll have on Sunday. I know, pizza 2 nights, but we're pizza mad here. Dinner tomorrow night will be a chicken curry, but we'll have it with the protein rice, half the protein rice, half cauliflower rice, and I just won't have very much of the sauce because the curry sauce is bound to have carbs in it. So yeah, I hope that was interesting to you. I hope that might help give you some ideas, maybe. You know, I think it's working for me, and if I stuck to this all the time, then I would definitely lose weight. But my problem is, like I said, I do want to have my cheat day a week, you know, and I'm meeting my friend on Saturday, which means that when am I going to get time to make a pizza base for Sunday night? So it can end up where I'll be like, oh, you know what, Sunday's a carb day as well, but I'll just be careful. And then I've put weight back on by the Monday, you know. So I can't say I'm yet feeling successful. I'll feel better once I get maybe another 6 or 7 pounds down. I'll feel like I'm on the way down, if that makes sense. But at the moment, I've been here before, probably a year ago, and I go up and down within that sort of half a stone range. So I just need to find a way to, like I said, I need to find the right way for me. So yeah, I hope that you're all doing well. I hope that you're not struggling too much with your weight or too bothered about it. That's the thing. And I will speak to you again soon.